Hey everybody, this is that German guy Josh Runquist, and I'm here with Michale Lessard, who is normally from Last Chance Reason, but tonight is filling in for the Contortionist here in St. Paul, Minnesota at Station 4. How's it going tonight?
It's going good. It's going really good. Enjoying my cold stay in Minnesota.
And it's funny because it's actually like a warmer day that we've had this year too.
Yeah, it's
typical Minnesota.
Yeah. We just came from California, so the contrast makes it seem a lot colder than it actually is. But it's not bad. It's better than rain. I'll take cold over rain any day.
Oh, same here. The big question I had is, how did you land this gig for doing vocals for The Contortionist?
Well, I've known the guys for probably about 3 years now, and I was on my way to a Last Chance to Reason practice, and I got a phone call from, we both had the same manager, and I got a phone call, and he asked if I'd be able to do it. I said, sure. Flew out a couple days later, had a week to rehearse, and here I am in St. Paul, Minnesota. So yeah, it was basically just kind of like one of those wham bam things that just kind of happened.
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, I've yet to see The Contortionist, and I've seen you with Last Chance to Reason 2 times within 3 weeks, I remember.
Yeah.
Once on the Obscure Tour and once with the Protest Hero Tour.
Yeah.
And nothing since then, sadly. But it's cool to see like the combination of you two guys together, because I love Last Chance to Reason and I love The Contortionist, so why not have them together for a night?
Yeah, it's been a fun time. It's been interesting, and people have been very receptive, and they've been really cool and respectful about it. And there's a good handful of kids that have been really stoked, so it's been cool. It's been cool. It's been different. It's an experience, I guess, to do something like this.
So how does it feel to be able to cover someone else's songs for a full tour rather than doing Last Chance to Reason?
It's different. It was hard at first, especially because I only had a week to rehearse. So it was you're still feeling out the songs at that point, and you're trying to find your groove and all that stuff. So it was hard at first, but now it's starting to become a little more natural, and hopefully it just becomes more natural with time. But it's a change of pace. It's strange. It's strange doing it, but the crowds have been awesome. They sing along, they help along, so it's fun. I'm looking at this more as a challenge and a fun activity for 2 months while helping some friends out that need it.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So, are you taking your own vocal approach to The Contortionist, or are you trying to keep it as straight as it is with the band?
I'm sticking to pretty much the general melodies and stuff, and the screams, all the rhythms are the same. The screams are a little different because obviously Jonathan and I have different voices, but I'm trying to keep the same general idea, but with my own little flavor in there, and I have to use my voice, and I have to show my characteristics when I sing, and everybody's been cool with me doing that, and it's been a fun time. So. Oh,
very cool. So what are some of your favorite Contortionist songs to do live?
My favorite's Hollow Movement. Just
great
'cause,
song.
Yeah, I love singing in general, so that one's a fun one. It's got lots of singing parts. It just feels good. Always feels good playing that song. Second would probably be, let's see, Geocentric Confusion. I really like the singing part in that song. That one's really fun. And the screaming patterns are really difficult, so that one's a nice challenge too every night. So yeah, it's probably those two, Hollow Movement and Geocentric Confusion. And Causality's fun too. Yeah.
All great songs.
Yeah, so yeah, it's hard to choose actually.
So how long of a set do you guys have for this tour?
40 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 40 minutes every night, and we're co-headlining with Within the Ruins. And then I think we have 2 more shows after this one on this tour, and then we switch over with After the Burial, and I think it'll be 30-minute set once we switch to that tour.
And is that for the New England Hardcore Metal Festival?
Yeah, the Road 2.
Yeah. Road 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes like another week after that, and then we do Canada with Veil of Maya. So,
oh, very nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So just to change pace a little bit, something I've been wondering about. How's Level 3 coming along?
Awesome. It's completely finished, audio-wise. And basically we're just trying to line everything up and figure out a release date, and yeah, and hopefully, set up a tour for it to be released on, and then we'll release it. Hopefully this summer. That's what I hope for, and that's what I'd assume. But who knows, really? You can never really predict these things.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I mean, it could be the week before it's supposed to be released, and then something major happens, and then it
exactly
could just be yeah.
Music industry's a crazy place.
It really is. Without trying to give too much away, how much of a change of pace is it from level 2?
I think I personally think it's a completely different animal. It still has Last Chance to Reason characteristics. It's got the shred, it's got the odd times, it's got the vocal harmonies, but it's a lot more organic. We wanted a more organic album, just because of concept and just to do something new. Level 2 was such a digital computerized album, and it was almost a caricature of what we were as a band. It was like, it was an over-exaggeration of what a progressive metal band is. So I feel like this album is, it's a little more tasteful. It's a little more, we pick and choose our spots as opposed to just going, buck wild the whole time like we did on level 2. So yeah, I guess every band says it, and it's kind of cliche, but I feel like we've matured as musicians and songwriters. I think that's the difference with this album, is that we're learning how to write songs with, still incorporating all the things progressive fans like.
Ah, very cool. And that's pretty much what I was hoping to hear, too, because as much as I love level 1 and level 2,
yeah.
It's just like, I love it when a band can progress and start writing the music that they really want to make, rather than just trying to appease the crowds.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think it's a more natural album that way when the band's actually into writing the music that they want to.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I don't think we could ever do something we didn't enjoy. We're just not those type of musicians that we can force ourselves to do that. I mean, we're all like completely different. We all have completely different musical mindsets than each other. So the only reason we all do this band, or do Last Chance to Reason, is because we have the freedom to do what we want and, do something different.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's just I'm really hoping that there isn't going to be some kind of like backlash or something like, why aren't you guys going as crazy as you did on level 2? That's what made me like it. I can't expect that, but I'm just hoping like the real fan base of Last Chance to Reason will give it a real shot.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm sure there will be some of that, and I mean, it's understandable. I mean, not everybody's gonna like what we do, and there's nothing you can do about that. No matter what we do for an album, even if we literally took level 2 and re-released it, people that like level 2 would still be like, "Oh, what's this?" They didn't change at all. Or if we change, they're gonna say, "I wish they would have stayed the same." Or anything you do, there's gonna be a backlash. But at the end of the day, as long as we're happy with what we put out, I guess that's all that really matters. I mean, it's definitely a bonus when other people enjoy the music as well. But I mean, really, we're the ones who have to play it for 10 to 11 months out of the year. So it's we want to make sure we enjoy it.
Yeah, and that goes back to what I was saying before. It's like my favorite albums from the band are the ones where they're actually enjoying themselves making the music.
Yeah,
and writing the music that they want to, not just trying to appease the fans.
Exactly, and and we definitely keep in mind too that we will be playing these songs for many years and playing them a lot, so we want to make them fun, we want to make them interesting, and we want to have those room for nuances to evolve over the years in the live atmosphere. So we always keep that in mind, and yeah, I'm excited to play the new stuff live, and we're gonna add some new stuff to our set, not just the songs, but we want to incorporate improv jams and stuff into our set, because we a lot of us come from an improv background, so we want to try to add that in there.
Yeah, I've always kind of felt like the times that I saw you guys, I kind of thought that there would be really cool improv parts in some songs, or even just freeform jams in between.
Yeah. So that's something we'd like to incorporate. I mean, we're all huge Floyd fans. Just any band really that tool. Any band that does stuff like that, it's cool. It's interesting. It adds a new taste to the live show. It gives people something they haven't heard before.
And it gives off good musical creativity as well.
Yeah. It shows a different dimension to the musicality of it all.
Very true.
Yeah.
And with the release of Level 2, when it came out, there was also a game released as well, which I own and is very fun to play.
Oh, thank you.
Is there a chance of a game coming out with Level 3?
You can never say never. But the one thing we want to try to do, and I guess it could be slightly ambitious of us to think that we can do it, but we want to try to release the rest of the levels for Level 2 while we're touring Level 3. Because conceptually, the new album takes the player, or the main character, I should say, into the third dimension. And we just don't quite have a budget for a 3D game. Hopefully we can keep the game from Level 2 going, and we can do a level for every song on the album while we're touring Level 3 and pushing that album.
That would be really cool. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do it. It's just a matter of mostly time, because now where we tour so much and all that stuff, having the free time to make the game is really hard. So hopefully we can do that. That'd be great. But I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully.
Well, I'll be hoping for the best.
Yeah. Me as well.
So I also noticed and voted on Facebook. You guys were in the running for one of the opening slots for Summer Slaughter.
Yeah.
And I believe that went to Rings of Saturn, I think it was?
Yes. And last night, I think they just said something about Thy Art Is Murder still getting on it as well.
Okay.
They made a vague post saying who would like to see Thy Art Is Murder added to the tour too. So it looks like 2 people made it off of that. So congratulations to those bands.
Oh, very much so.
Sorry. But yeah, congratulations to them, and hopefully they enjoy that tour. That's a sick lineup.
Yeah. So that said, I mean, is there anything you could talk about, like any future tours in the lineup? Since unfortunately you're not going to be on Summer Slaughter.
Hopefully we get Summer Slaughter Survivors.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the deal is with that yet, but hopefully, maybe, possibly, I hope so. Yeah, we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah. But also that said, what are some bands that you would like to tour with for the upcoming release?
I guess that'd be good for us demographic-wise. Contortionist is a band we'd love to go back out with, actually. I mean, any band that's progressive, between the Buried in Me, Animals as Leaders, Periphery. I mean, if we're getting crazy here, Dream Theater, Meshuggah. I mean, Intronaut. Any band that pushes the boundaries of progressive music in some way, shape, or form, whether it be grooves or shred or anything like that. We just like going out with bands that motivate us as musicians. It's always made us better. It's always made us want to practice more. It's always made us want to become better songwriters. So those are the bands we like to tour with.
Oh, very cool. And yeah, it goes back to like the 2 times I saw you within 3 weeks. Yeah. You know, like the first time was with Obscura, and then on the opposite end there was Protest the Hero as well. Like 2 very different tours that you guys fit very well in.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where we've been lucky that we've been able to do those tours, and the crowds are still very respectful. So it's cool. It's interesting to see, and it was such a drastic difference because we went from doing the Obscura tour where people would look at us and be like, well, these guys aren't quite that heavy. I mean, we have some extreme metal influences, but we also have like ambient parts with singing and stuff. So people tended to look at us a little differently. And then complete opposite end of the spectrum, we had Protests, where people thought we were like the heaviest thing they'd ever heard in their life because they were coming out to see Scale the Summit and Protest the Hero. And then I come out and I'm running around like a rabid monkey on stage. So it's interesting, but it's cool. It's one of the coolest parts of being in Last Chance to Reason is the diversity of all the tours that we've been doing.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I love progressive metal. It's my favorite genre because there's so many different ways that you can go about it as a musician or just listening to the music.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, like Last Chance Reason to Obscura to Protest, like you just said.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great range that you can listen to.
Yeah, it's cool. Prog is it's a cool thing. It's and I'm happy that it's become more in the forefront of the metal scene.
Well, definitely within the last few years, it really has.
Yeah, it's excellent thing.
Yeah, I mean, even this year's Summer Slaughter, it's like predominantly progressive. I've noticed, like Periphery, Animals as Leaders, The Ocean.
Yeah, and even like with they have like Cattle Decap on there. And Cattle Decap's new album is, I don't want to say it's more progressive than their previous releases.
Oh, by far.
Yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, it's cool to see the way the music's changing.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Although I haven't seen it too much around here, but I mainly see it like on the internet and stuff like that. Like people complaining about progressive metal. For the most part, it's like it's not brutal enough and stuff like that. And it's just I've always been one of those guys that just tries to appreciate music for music, not because how brutal it is or how many notes you can hit in a minute. It's about the songs.
Yeah, exactly. My criteria with anything when writing is I'll pretty much ask myself, well, does this rock? And that's only criteria I have whenever making music. But everybody has their own opinion, and they have a right to an opinion, and if they don't like progressive music because it's not brutal enough, that's that's fine. They have a right to voice their opinion as long as they don't do it in a rude way. It doesn't really affect me too much. That's the way I view it. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess, with that stuff.
Very good point. Another thing I was thinking about too, I'm not sure if it would be in the budget or not, but would there be like any chance of like getting some like background stuff live? Like with playing with the songs, like getting some like video game kind of landscapes or something like that?
That's very possible. We actually used to play along with the first level of the game live. We had a projector, and since the game runs along with the music and we play to a click track, we could just sync up perfectly, and all the voice, in the first level the heads sing along and stuff like that. So it all sank up perfectly. So that's something that'd be really cool. We definitely need to up the ante on our visuals live, just to add to the whole concert-going experience. So it's definitely possible. I know we want to try to do something fresh for the next tour cycle.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Do you think there's ever going to be a chance of maybe like doing a headlining tour in the future?
Like I said previously, you never say never. We prefer to be on other tours as an opening band, just because I don't know. We don't feel like our draw's where it needs to be quite yet. And I mean, it probably been a very humbling experience if we did a headliner tour. But I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I don't think the guys would be opposed to it. But we're just happy to be on the road, no matter who it's with. Just as long as we're playing music and there's a couple people to watch, we'll be there to play it. So
very true. And I'll definitely always be one of them when you guys come around here.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that greatly.
Well, I appreciate the great music that you guys make.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, filling in for another one of my favorite bands, The Contortionist, tonight.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome to hear your style to it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Like I said, this tour's been really cool. All the bands are really diverse, and the crowds have been awesome. Yeah, this has been a really fun tour.
Oh, very cool. Just to wrap things up here, is there anything else that you'd like to bring up that I've not brought up yet?
Let's see. There will be a limited pressing of. I run a shirt company. There will be a limited pressing of a shirt just for this tour only. Of my company called Thought Space. That's about really it. It's just a cool little project I have with a few friends where we print shirts and try to make creative artwork on the shirts. And yeah, pretty much we take the same approach with t-shirts as we do music, which is to try to do something slightly different and something that provokes creativity. So.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So that's right up at the merch table right now?
It's not. We were supposed to get it in Fargo, but we got snowed in, so it had to get reshipped to Louisville. So unfortunately not.
So I cannot pick one up tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately. But We do have teal ones online, but we have a limited edition red, which I think is the better of the two. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to check those out when I get home.
Yeah, they're real sharp. We have an excellent designer who does our work for us. So I'm really stoked on the new design.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
be sure to check that out.
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
So yeah, I should probably wrap things up here. I'm sure the doors are about to open any second now. So, but thanks again for this great interview.
Well,
it's great seeing you for the third time now.
Yeah, and, thanks for taking interest and even wanting to interview me. It's crazy.
I'd love to do it. Hopefully the rest of the tour goes great and leading everything up throughout the rest of the year. And I'm really looking forward to the new Last Chance of Reason as well.
Oh, well, thank you very much, man. Hopefully it'll be out soon. And thank you to whoever is listening. I appreciate it greatly.
And once again, this has been Mr. Michale Lessard of Last Chance of Reason, and tonight, The Contortionist. And this is that German guy, Josh Ronquist. Thank you.